Joe Rogan is a name that has become synonymous with podcasting and long-form interviews. With over 2,000 episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience under his belt, he has become one of the most popular and well-known podcasters in the world. But who is Joe Rogan, and what makes his podcast so compelling? Joe Rogan was born in Newark, New Jersey in 1967. He began his career as a stand-up comedian in the late 1980s and quickly made a name for himself with his irreverent and often controversial style. He went on to host several TV shows, including the hit reality show Fear Factor, and became a commentator for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. It was in 2009 that Joe started his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, which quickly gained a massive following. The format of the show is simple. Joe sits down with a guest, usually someone he finds interesting or knowledgeable in a particular field, and they have a wide-ranging conversation that can last for several hours. Joe's guests have included everyone from comedians and actors to scientists and experts on various topics, such as psychedelics, health and fitness, and conspiracy theories. One of the things that makes Joe's podcast so popular is his willingness to tackle controversial and taboo subjects. He is not afraid to ask difficult questions or to challenge his guests' beliefs, and this has led to many interesting and thought-provoking conversations over the years. He also tends to have guests that are not your typical media-trained public figures, and that makes for a more authentic and unscripted conversation. Joe's podcast is also known for its honesty and authenticity. He is not afraid to speak his mind and share his own opinions, even when they may be unpopular or controversial. This has led to a loyal fan base that appreciates the honesty and candidness of his podcast. In addition to his podcast, Joe is also an advocate for the legalization of marijuana and has been an early investor in various companies in the cannabis industry. He is also an advocate for psychedelic therapy and has been open about his own experiences with psychedelics, including psilocybin mushrooms and DMT. Joe's podcast is not just limited to interviews, he also talks about his personal experiences, thoughts, and ideas on various topics, like his love for stand-up comedy, his opinions on politics and current events, and his thoughts on the future of humanity. In recent years, Joe's podcast has become even more popular, with some episodes getting millions of views on YouTube. This has led to him becoming a household name and a cultural icon. His podcast has also been credited with helping to popularize the medium of podcasting and bringing it to a wider audience. In conclusion, Joe Rogan is a complex and multifaceted individual who has made a huge impact on the world of podcasting and entertainment. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, is a must-listen for anyone who is interested in wide-ranging conversations on a variety of topics, from the serious to the absurd. Whether you're a fan of his comedy, his commentary, or his honesty and authenticity, there's no denying that Joe Rogan is a force to be reckoned with in the world of podcasting.